Zoom today, but let's get an update now on the situation there. Busisiwe Jemsana is at the Bhisho campus of Fort Hare. Busi, very good afternoon to you. We understand that the situation is calm there, but maybe just update us on that. And also a meeting is being held with student leaders and management. Tell us a bit about that.
A very good afternoon to you, Natasha. The situation is calm at the Alice campus. Lecture halls are closed as students vow not to go back to classes until the two companies are fired from the university. But on the other side, Natasha, at the East London campus, we are hearing reports that the situation is very tense. Over 30 students were arrested last night as they were protesting. Now, Natasha would remember that for almost a month now, the protest at the University of Fort Hare has always been about the security concerns, but things took another turn yesterday when students at the Alice campus protested, banning tires on the streets, saying they want a 0% fee increment. We know that the university has not yet announced as to the percentage in which it will increase the fees, but the university did say that even if it increases the fee prices, majority of students will not feel the pinch as it will be subsidized by government. We are going to visit that campus to find just what prompted the protest yesterday. But right behind me, Natasha, there is a meeting taking place with the Council of Churches presiding over that meeting, being the mediator between students and the management. We do have an SRC member, Mosuli Twele, who has just come out of that meeting. Mosuli, you've just come out. What is the situation inside?
In the meeting, we are still discussing our issues, and we've raised the first item that has been discussed in the meeting is the issue of the MCC. What we're seeing now is that the university management is still dilly-dallying in terms of trying to get to the point of indeed they are going to dismiss that company. What we're seeing is that there is still a situation whereby management is speaking about the issue of insourcing, that there is the issue that of insourcing of which they can't decide now to dismiss such a company because of the insourcing issue, of which in the last meeting they have told us that the insourcing is going to implement it on the mid-year of 2017, of which we are saying now, in the meantime, can you then employ the temporary company so that at least when next year comes, at least they can look in the issue of insourcing, because students are being victimized by within the university, breaking are taking place, and also other issues are not yet resolved with that company.
Whilst we were speaking to the university, it raised an issue of legal and financial implications in firing these companies. It will have to sell them out and pay the monies due to them before hiring another company. On those bases, are you willing to compromise and reach a common ground?
What we are saying on the issue of the MCC, we have raised the issue of we understand that is a contract of which there are measures and other implications that we must look into as a leadership, and also the management of which those are the facts. But the agreement was that on the last meeting, on the meeting that is set on September, we have said to the management they must also consider the issue of because they said that company is being employed on the month-to-month basis, of which they can fire that company anytime when was beginning of the month. So we have started October. The agreement is that on the 1st of October, that company is going to be dismissed in the university because of the contract. They can't dismiss it within the mid of the month. So that was an agreement last time in September. So we expected that on the 1st of October, that company would not be within the premises of the university. But that is not being implemented, of which that was their request because of the contract issues. So we understand those issues and we discussed them. If the company is on month-to-month basis, then they should have fired it on the 1st of October. Then they have not the issue to renew the company so that it could start working.
It is clear as things stand that you are not finding a common ground. A concern is that academic time is being lost, and the catch-up plan, which was to start on Monday, has already been delayed. More time is to be lost. Are you concerned about the academic program, the exams that are due to start?
We are very much concerned of the exams, and as a student leadership, that's why in Alice campus we even pleaded to students that students, they must be on stay away, understanding that we want the library to operate, we want even the laboratories to open, so that at least we even encourage students that in their rooms they must study, because the stay away does not allow students to have a mass mobilization and a mass demonstrations. We are just staying in our rooms, so we encourage the students in terms of academics. And in the issue of the catch-up plan, the university said during the time that they have evicted us on their own, they have never even engaged and consult the SRC on how that catch plan it must be, because the catch plan is being done at a Senate level, where the president of the SRC and other academic officers of the SRC are being invited, of which that have not been happened, of which we have rejected their catch-up plan, as to say that we want the SRC to be consulted, so that at least we could ensure that the time that has been spent on our stay away is going to be recovered in terms of academics.
And lastly, the protests, the violent protests that we saw last night in the East London campus, your stance as the SRC on that?
From the start of the SRC is that in the issue of the East London campus, you understand that the SRC is being divided of campus, and then there's the ISRC, of which the president is still inside in the meeting discussing the issues, and the president is going to attend the issue of the East London campus and other ISRC members that are concerned of that issue. But as in the meantime, the issue of East London is still going on, and the students that have been arrested, of which they were demonstrating, in the meantime, I can say that there is no violence in the meantime, because they've banned yesterday, but we are saying that at least the president is going to go there and calm the situation. We believe on that.
Mr. Cole, thank you so much
for
your time. That was the member of the SRC, Mosuli Cole, distancing the SRC from the violent protests that took place in East London. Now, Natasha, it seems like they're not finding a common ground. Academic program is at stake as we speak, but we will be monitoring this meeting closely to see whether or not they finally reach an understanding, and whether or not students do go back to classes. You remember, Natasha, that these security concerns follow a number of burglaries that took place at the Alice campus, where gadgets of students were stolen. The university has since reimbursed and compensated those who lost their belongings. This issue now is the firing of the two companies. Whether or not that will happen, or even if it does not happen, students will go back to classes, something that will continue to monitor. From us, it is back to you in studio for now.
Busi, thank you very much. Busisiwe Jemsana live from the Bhisho campus of Fort Hare University.